Happyrae. Happyrae Craft Sunshine. And I had a pretty good day today. Watching Mary having her sale and hung out, and I finished a baby quilt. Almost. So here's what I got done so far. It is, the front is done. The top is quilted. It's layered up with the backing. So it's got to be pinned, and then I will quilt it, and then I will make a border for it, and then it'll be done. And then I'll probably cross stitch a little label thing, because it's for a girl that I work with. Her baby will be here in the middle of next month. So, but here it is. Let me swing y'all around. Woohoo! I love it. It's going to be a girl. When I started it, we weren't sure, but it's a girl, and I went the neutral, but it has a lot of pinks in it. Don't get me wrong. There's blues, there's greens, there's yellows, there's the whole nine. Some brown, red. But these right here with the little pigs are so cute. And right here, this one, Donkey, playing the drums. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? And then I've got some hedgehogs right here. And foxes. And this one right here is Miss Alice in Wonderland. Or could be the nursery rhyme, Miss Muffet sitting on her tuffet. But I think it's Alice. There's some cupcakes. There's like a little cityscape with some little animals. And there's some more hedgehogs up here. Different colors. And then there's this one. This is hello. So, some were solid centers, some were not. I can't remember what the quilt box is called for this. Something easy, I'm sure. Somebody knows. So I'm using a lightweight acrylic batting because this is for a summer baby and that baby's going to be hot. And then this is the backing. And I really like the backing that goes with it. I think it goes well with it. I had some blues. A blue one, a light blue one that was kind of like this, kind of sky blue. And then I had some that had, there was a yellowish green one and a blue one that were muddled that had strawberries and cherries on them. And I almost put it in the bag, but I was like, oh, it's going to be so busy. So I went with this neutral kind of green, line of, I don't know what you call it. Where it looks like it's been like tie-dye looking. Ombre, something like that. I think it's more like tie-dyed. So yeah, now I got my pins because they were downstairs and I had to get them brought up here. So my pins and ball jar. I think it's a ball jar. Do I even have y'all look in front? Let's see. Oh, it says Mason. So that's it. So I will take the pins and I will baste it together. And then I will do some kind of quilting on it. So it could be free motion. It could be line, which I don't really like the line. I'm not really good at the lines. I'd rather do free motion if I'm going to do anything. And I also like to hand stitch, but it does take a long time to hand quilt one. But you never know. I may do that. Because that is fun. And I haven't done that for a while. But there it is. It's a beautiful spring little. I just thought it was cute. I just slapped it together. I had some of the blocks already made. Because I had started making a long time ago. And I don't even know for who. But yeah. So I had one row put together. And everything else was. These squares were cut and put together. But they weren't like sewed together. So I had to sew them into rows. And then sew them to a complete piece. And yeah, they came together real quick. These are easy to make. I mean, it's like, they're like 8 by 8 squares. And then there's a square inside of a square. But that's easy. You just cut a block, and then you have a longer strip here, a longer strip here, and then 2 short strips here. That's what makes it. Nothing crazy like a triangle or nothing. So, and then when you do it like that on these, it looks like more like a sash. Like more like a frame. This is more patchwork with nothing here. It would be cool to have something here. What if I try to cross stitch something on here? Like a little cute animal. But that's a lot. I got like a month, I think, before the baby's born. I'm not sure how long until we have the baby shower. So I'm pretty sure I'll have it done, and maybe the tag. I'll put a tag on it with my name and the baby's name on it, the year. And then we'll see. I think I gotta fix it again. I did very good at cutting it, but I didn't give me a lot of extra wiggle room. That's the only problem on that backing. But there it is. I'm patting myself on the back today because that was some work. I bought this new, I don't know how many quilt, but I saw this. Somebody recommended it. I don't know who it was. It's supposed to be a project wall that you hang up, right? And it's supposed to have like the felty stuff that grabs onto it. And on the back, I don't know if it's for drawing on, which maybe that's what it's about. But it's like a plastic grid thing. I'm thinking maybe you could draw out something, some kind of pattern or something. But that's what it looks like. I hung it up on my thing. I have some of those clip ones because these kind are too little to clip that up around this part because they wouldn't fit around this and slide. So I used these in that part, and then these kind, you can't even see them. These kind here, and then these cut in there. But it's so unstable. And they don't really want to stick. I don't understand. I guess maybe it's crappy felt. I might have to end up pinning them up there just to get them to stay. Because, I mean, I have one here and it stayed for a long time. But the more I put on, the more they started to fall. So, I don't know. It's I got it from Joann. It's a Foster's. Something that starts with a B. Foster's Porter. I think it was a good idea because I had a quilt hanging here, and I was like, "Ooh, a project wall would be awesome." But if I could actually use that and move the wall, that would be even better for it to be out of the way, right? But I can't move it back all the way because of these things. But I can slide it to the side. But yeah, here's my quilting room, and I just show y'all the disaster why I'm right here. This used to be the quilt I had hanging up. It was my Jack quilt. It's my Jack quilt I had hanging up. He's not big. He's like a small lap quilt. But I had him pinned up here. All that's fabric just got to be gone through. There's a lot of scraps in this one. A lot more fat quarters and stuff. Thread, big iron. Just quilting things and more of those. And Lizzie bought me this, which was really cool. It's to hold a big spool of thread. Like those. Which is cool because I have a bunch of those. This is all paper. This is something that I made in Photoshop today. Isn't that pretty cool? This was a digital for somebody. I want to say Scrappy Dappy Doodah. This, I don't know. Because I got it at Halloween time, and it could have been something that I just pulled off Pinterest, but I don't know who's or where, or if that came from, like, you know, the New York Library or something. So, yeah, I printed those out today. I even got this one to print out with a board, without a border, which was strange. Doesn't usually happen. But, okay, you were seeing the tour. Well, I used to have craft stuff up here too, paper craft, but now this is mostly all fiber arts. This is my husband made me this table right here, an old sewing machine. And then we found this table, which this is on, is a really old table. It's one of those drop leaf tables. Right here, this one. So there's wood piece underneath here that if I push back, it will drop this down. And it has two sides that drop down, so that's why they call it drop leaf. Ha ha. But my husband, he put this shelf right here on it, in between it that wasn't there. And we got rolling wheels on it, so this is my cutting table. So I can pull it out more if I needed to do, say, a throw quilt or a twin or something. I pull it out and I got another sleeve I can drop down. So it'll go out about here, I would say. Because, you know, when you're trying to figure it out, you got to have room. A bunch of fat quarters and stuff I bought, of course. This is just a chair I had in here. It's mostly whole stuff. This is my husband's quilt that I'm getting pretty close to being done with. There's all the... That's the fence rail, I think, or fence post, something like that. And there's a lot of those. And I still have a lot. I think I cut way too much for that. This is a standing desk, but I use it to iron on. And I've also got some of stuffing out. And this I bought. This stuff is pretty cool, I thought. I got it from Joann's, and they had it on, like, clearance. It's a quilt as you go. And this is what it looks like. It's a nice, like, it looks like a cottony material. It ain't like that synthetic stuff I had. But you just, like, it gives you the numbers. You cut the pieces out, and there you go. You got your quilt. And then it's a 24 by 36. That's a good lap quilt. Won't take but a minute to make. So I got, they won't sell. So I think I got 6 of them. This is some of the leftover. This is just leftover junk here. This is my paper printing, all different kinds of papers. And this was where I did, or if I sell, I do shipping here. Because this is my wear. And I use all this. This is just a catch cart. There's a lot of markers and stuff in it. For when I color sometimes. This is my precious cabinet. Everything in it is precious. So it's full of goodies. And down there is like extra yarn that I have, and what do you call that stuff? Eyelash stuff. Lots of it. Some more goodies on top. Some antiques. Some stuff I've drug in here. Stuff on my wall. And this is my cabinet, sparkle. All my sequins and gems, and this is all Halloween charms, glitters, and little clay bits. My daughter got me that for Christmas. So yeah, and here's my top, Hocus Pocus. I made that canvas. That's antique nut and candy and nut covered tin. That's a Holly Hobby tin cup. Another Holly Hobby porcelain. There's just some ball jars I have dressed up. This is my grandparents. This is my grandparents. He was in the Air Force. That's them up there kissing. I made that one year for Memorial Day, I think it was. So there's that. There's one I made for my mama. Here's all my buttons and tins, and there's my mom and my grandmama. And I have lots of new fabrics in here. Some more, just a lot of thread and stuff like that. Just extra fabric. So that's what there. There's a baby bed. There's a baby bed. This is my big chair that holds my big butt. And this is where I got my when I need to stand up and do my ironing, I'm on this thing and I can roll this thing around. Whoops. It's not connected, but it is. So I can move this ironing board out of the way if I'm not doing the big stuff. And when I'm doing the little stuff, I can sit right here next to the sewing machine and do it from right here. Because I got this. This flips over. One side's for ironing and the other side's for cutting. So you just flip it over. So it's hard on one side. You just have to be careful. And not try to go to ironing on the plastic side, because I tried a couple times. But yeah. And then this is all my stuff that I had in here from when I worked in here, and I never work in here anymore. I do have some crack on my pen. I need to find my, you got those things. I can't remember. They come in a little tin too somewhere. They're probably downstairs. But I got these, and then I got my witch hazel tin with all my cutter stuff in it. These are grandma's scissors right here. These some bad pajamas right here. Heavy. Listen to that. Now that would cut some cloth. My husband had to sharpen them. When he did, I was like, man, you cut somebody with that. You stab somebody with that. And here's her old pinkers. He sharpened these too. They cut awesome. That's all my like really old ones that I have. And then my sewing machine I use up here is just a good old brother. It's one of them cheapies from Walmart. You think you can get it for 56 bucks. If you want to sew, that's all you need. And then you teach yourself. I mean, I have a quilter one downstairs, but it got ruined with paper. Yeah, I took advantage of it and used it and messed it up. Like, you can't even sew right with it anymore. Like, the zigzag skip. And I know that has to do with me sewing on paper, so it stays with the paper. Thank you. Hey, there's people here. I thought I was doing a video. What about that? Hey. Hey, Misty. What? I'm just talking in the video. Y'all ain't supposed to be seeing me. Look, there's my baby girls. And there's one of my baby girls with my daddy's mom, my grandma. She's not here. And that's my mama's mom. Was their other grandma. And that's my oldest. That was her graduation picture. I don't think I have one of Natalie's in here. No, I don't have one of hers in here. They're in the bedroom. Look at this picture. This is us in front of our house when it was being built. This is our house right here. Is that not crazy? Look at us. What does it say? This is 20. It says 20. 23? 2003? Yep. That looked about right. Because my baby would have been around 3 there. It is what it is. And Lord have mercy. And what's that? But there's always love. This is my inspiration board when I used to work in here once upon a time. There had to be unicorns on it, right? So, and this piece cross stitch that I did, I started this when I was in high school, and I finished it when I was pregnant with my first child. Years, a lot of years between. And let's see, I got some more cross stitch in here. I did this cross stitch Mickey, and those are like one of the first things I ever did. So he's like one of the beginning ones. What else I got in here is cross stitch. I don't got no more cross stitch in here. I got one out there. I got some needlepoint. I did these on these hoops. That's a cactus in a pot. These were just drawings that I traced. And those are daffodils. So I did those when the kids were little. What else? I'm sorry I'm swinging y'all around. Crap. You want to see behind this? This is, you know, this is the shame spot. This is my green, big, mean green dresser right here. Look at this. Full of fabric. These are all fat quarters. More fat quarters. I'm going to go through them again and organize them. The top one is, this one I cleaned out because it has stuff I had my mama's stuff in here, but I took some of it out, put it in the other room next door. So, there is some vintage stuff down in there. It's all retro. These are sheets. I love this. I want to make this a backing on something. And it's a huge piece. And then at the bottom, it's just big pieces of colors and canvas and muslin and stuff like that. More junk up here that I've shoved up here. Some more tins. Where's my Crayola train tin in the back? And there's up in the closet. Don't look, don't look. There's a lot of stuff up there. That's gotta be gone through. And then back in here, I've got cross stitch stuff. I've got more bands of fabric. More bands of fabric. Oh, there's a big box of shipping supply stuff. And Lord knows. I don't know. There could be a lot of stuff up in there. But that's it for this room. Oh, and I got the printer. And I got my Cricut in here, which you can't even tell because it is buried. He needs to go downstairs because this is not his house no more. So, I don't know what I'm going to do about the printer, but I think it's going to stay up here. I don't know if I really want it downstairs. So, that's it. That used to be my office craft / room. Now it's no longer an office. It's the sewing fiber room, I would say. I'm trying to get as much of the paper stuff out as possible. So, sorry if it's boring. I really didn't realize. I thought I was just recording away until somebody said hello. But, yeah. You got a tour. Alright, everybody. I'm heading out. Y'all have a great night, whoever's left. And I'll post again when it's done. Shouldn't take me too long, hopefully. Out.